Do you want to make $10,000 a month trading options in your account? Well, if you do, you've come to the right video. I am going to show you exactly how you can leverage trading options for safe, consistent, passive income to generate up to $10,000 a month or more while you live your life and do the things that you want to do. Let's dive right in. We're going to talk about the different stocks, strategies, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to generate this safe, passive income every single month. Also, stick around to the end of this video because I will show you a very pro tip and strategy that I teach my students to help make this an even more powerful and safe, passive, consistent income strategy. So you don't want to miss that either. First, I want to go over my portfolio right quick to show you that even though I have $600,000 in my small account and I have buying power of $1.1 million, I only utilize about $60,000 a month. And since January 1st, I have made almost $10,000 in 5 weeks. And I still have unrealized profits of $1,000 over here. And I'm waiting for a few other trades to play out that are a little bit higher. So if I was to cash out of these trades, I will be closer to $11,000 in 5 weeks. I'm showing you right here on my account since January 1st, 9,500 plus there's almost 1,000 over here. So 10,500 in 5 weeks. So essentially 8 to 10K per month. And I'm only making a handful of trades every single week. I know all of this can seem overwhelming, but it's quite simple. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this. We're going to pick a stock that's near a bottom or at a safe support, and we're going to pick a strike price and a delta. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we're going to sell to open your cash secured put. Then you just set it and forget it. And you'll be able to live your life, do the things you want to do while you're collecting juicy premiums and allowing time to work on your side and decay the options. It's that simple. Understand that theta works in your favor as an option seller. If you sell a put option at $700 on Meta and the stock is $728 like it is right now, come Friday, if the stock is still $705, time has eaten away. Theta has eaten away at that stock and it's completely or utterly worthless. And all the premium that you collected stays in your brokerage account. The only time you have to worry is if the stock drops below the strike price of your cash secured put. If this happens, you can be assigned the shares or you can roll out a week or two or further and down to a lower strike price, giving you more theta, more premium, and more time. It's that simple. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do all of these things. Most important thing to understand when selling put options is that selling is safer than buying. When you buy to open a put option, you are entering a long position. You are expecting the stock to go down. For example, if you sell a $400 put on Microsoft and it goes down to $395, on expiration, you will be assigned at $400, which is why it's always best to sell puts that are in a safe range and where you're comfortable owning the stock. If you are selling cash secured puts, it means you have to put up the collateral for the underlying asset in order to sell the option. For example, if I sell a $400 put on Microsoft, the cash secured put means I would have to put up $40,000 collateral. If you were selling naked options, which we won't really talk about in this video, it would be 20% of that $40,000, so a lot less. It would be closer to around $8,000 or $9,000 per put option. But that is an option that you can always exercise in your portfolio as it's your money and you could do whatever you want. So I'm going to show you how to implement this strategy to make $10,000 a month or more. You want to pick a very good stock. For example, Microsoft or Apple. Google is pretty good. I also love Tesla right now. It's really volatile. I also love Meta. Microsoft and Meta are two of the safer big stocks. And these stocks are also a lot better because if you end up deep in the money, for example, you sell a $700 put on Meta and then Meta goes to $680, you can roll out 2 to 3 weeks and down to $680 and still collect premium. This way it gives you time to keep up with the stock so you don't get assigned. However, on stocks like SoFi, Palantir, SoundHound, and smaller stocks, it's going to be a lot more difficult. You'll end up having to roll out several weeks or a month just to change $1 in direction versus the ability to do such an action on Meta or Microsoft, Tesla. These stocks have more implied volatility and therefore they allow for more drastic moves and more premiums. So they work out a little bit better. But I'm going to show you a plan how to implement this into your portfolio. So let's go ahead and start building the plan for us to make our $10,000 a month. You want to make sure that you're selling puts on stocks that are near a bottom or near a big support. This way, you're not selling puts and getting assigned consistently, because that means you'd be buying the shares and entering the wheel strategy, which is fine. It's a great strategy to run, but you always want to try to at least sell puts somewhat near the bottom. You wouldn't want to be selling puts on Microsoft up here at 447 because you saw what just happened. However, when we scroll to the left on this chart in time, we can see there's a lot of support at 405 and 400. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell weekly put options. I know that selling bi-weekly or monthly put options have more premium. For example, a weekly put will be $250, and if you go bi-weekly, it will be more than $250. It might be $400 or $425, but when you think about it, $250 plus $250 is $500. Let me show you what I'm talking about. A $405 put on Microsoft, you'll get about $235, maybe $240 1 week out. If we go a month out on the same put, you're going to get about $640 roughly. So let's do $640 divided by 4, $160. We are losing quite a bit of money by doing it that way. We're not losing money, we're leaving profits on the table. If we do it this way every single week, it's better, $238. So if we do $238 times 4, we're making $952 minus $640. So every month we bring in $300 more. So it's better to sell weekly options. Now, on stocks like Meta, Apple, and of course Microsoft, you're okay selling a delta of 30, 25 to 30. I think 30 is totally fine as long as you're near the bottom. If you're not quite near the bottom, if Microsoft was say at 415, 420 or higher, I'd want to sell 15 to 20 deltas, maybe 25 if it's in an uptrend. It just depends on the movement of the stock. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sell 2 weekly puts on Microsoft, and we're going to sell these at 405, and we probably get filled for about $235. I'm going to preview that. That's going to give us $468 per week times 4, and I'll show you what we're making on this. $468 times 4, $1,872 per month. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at Meta. Meta is another great stock. There's a lot of support at 690, and there's still a good amount of support at 700. It's in an uptrend. 690 is really the safe spot going week out or 2 weeks out. You could sell 700, but let's take a look at the deltas and see what we're looking. If we go at a week on Meta, you can see that the delta is 14 at 700. And at 690, it is a delta of 9, which is very, very safe. In fact, it's a little too safe. The premiums are very low. In a very large account, you could sell a bunch of these and be a lot safer. But for this example, I would think that a 700 would be more than good enough, because this is $30 out of the money and it's a 14 delta. So what we would do is we would look either at a 700 or a 705. In this particular instance, I think a 14 delta is very safe. So we will sell 2 of these. Okay. And we could probably get pretty close to $2 if Meta was to go down a little bit in the morning. And it does this from time to time. It's the best time to open up. So we're going to get $398. We're just going to say 400 because it's $1 off. So 400 times 4 equals 1,600. So we are now at about $3,400 to $3,500. We're halfway there already, and we're only selling 4 puts. Now let's go over and take a look at another stock like Tesla. Tesla is very volatile, but there's a lot of money to be made. We can also look at MicroStrategy. I really like MicroStrategy because they are leveraging and utilizing Bitcoin as their financial treasury, so to speak, because they have so much Bitcoin. So if we go out a week, the 290 is a very safe put. It's in this gap right here, which is support. Gaps are always support. And we can see right here, there's a lot of support on MicroStrategy. And I usually do yellow on my support blocks. So doing a 290 is $34 out of the money. And I think this is a very safe play. So we'll go to MicroStrategy. Then we'll look at Apple. and some other stocks. So we want to diversify. And with Meta and Microsoft, we're looking in the tech and AI sector. Now we're looking at Bitcoin, and then we'll move on to something else to help diversify the portfolio a little bit while selling these puts. With MicroStrategy going out 1 week, we will look at the 290, and the 290 is about $156. We'll go to the 300. That's a 16 delta, lots of open interest. We will sell 2 of these for about $285. And we'll select 2. And there we go. This will generate $568. And we'll times this by 4. And this will give us 568 times 4. This is $2,272. So if we add that with 1,600 from Meta, and then we add the 1,872 from the Microsoft, we're already at 5,744. This is a pretty good month already. We're already generating pretty close to $6,000. And if we get assigned, we now hold these shares. And I'll make a video. If you guys want to see a video on what to do once you're assigned on these puts and how to sell covered calls and how to exit these positions for even more profits, leave your comments below. I will definitely make a part 2 to this video, because this is how I built all of my wealth, and this is what I teach my students in my Discord. As you can see by the comments on the screen, they are making very good, consistent gains. I have students making between 10, 20, 30% per month or more, and I have students that have grown their portfolios from 40,000 to over 100,000, and others from 300 to 800K. If you guys want one-on-one coaching, a full training course, access to my Discord, and a community just like you, and you want to grow your wealth even quicker, and you want to learn even more, I would love to help you. You can book a call at any time. InvestWithCorey.com. The link's in the information box below. Just head to the website, click on training, and then you'll be able to watch a video that can answer your questions, and you'll be able to book a call with me so that I can help you grow your portfolio. Another strong stock to look at is Palantir. We can see there's a lot of support on Palantir around 114. I would not want to sell puts at 114. I would want to go under all of this resistance. So I'd want to be selling 110 puts. This is a lot safer. Let's go ahead and take a look at Palantir. And going 1 week out, we can see they're about $100 each, about 110. And these are deltas of 20. This is fairly safe. The collateral is a lot less than the big stocks like, say, Meta. You could sell 3 puts for every 1 put that you would sell on Meta. So let's go ahead and just sell maybe another 4 of these every single week at 110. Now you can stagger these. You could sell 2 110s and 2 112s. You could easily do that. In fact, I might actually just do that. It's a little bit safer. We'll do 2 of the 110s, which will generate 218 a week, and this will be just a little over 880. So we'll say 880 a month, and then we will go ahead and we will sell 2 112s for 155, and this will generate us $308 per week. And what we'll do is we'll take this $308 and this will be $1,232. So there we have it. So we have 5744 plus 1232 plus 880. You can see right there, we're pretty much at $8,000 a month. We have 2 puts on Meta, 2 on MicroStrategy, 2 on Microsoft, and 4 puts on Palantir, $8,000 a month. So now we're looking at another great stock, Tesla. It is in a downtrend, but it's hit a very big support on the bottom at 320 and 330. So what I would do is I would definitely want to be selling 320 or 330 puts, which are fairly safe because the stock is now above the 100-day moving average, and the 10 and the 20 have crossed over as well, and they're about to cross over the 100-day average, which is also very good. So this is a good opportunity to start selling some puts on Tesla. So I will go out to 320 most likely on the put to see what that looks like, and we're looking at a delta of 6, which is a little on the low side. We could go to 330. That is a 12, lots of open interest and lots of volume. Pay key attention to volume and open interest. This way you get filled on these puts a lot easier. So we will go ahead and sell 2 of these puts, and we can get about $2 each. We'll sell 2 of these, and this will generate us about $400 a week. So 400 times 4 is $1,600. So we were at 78, I believe, 78, 77 plus 1,600. We're at $9,500 a month. This is how easy you can safely generate $10,000 a month selling far out of the money put options. And all you have to do is just sell the put options, do your due diligence on the stock, of course, sell the put options and let them expire worthless. Now, so you buy to close these on Friday. That's typically what I do. And what I'll do is I'll click right here, buy to close, click on limit, and then pick my limit price. And as you get closer to Friday, you can see that these are only worth $12 and I sold them for $233. And typically I buy them back for around $3 to $5 to $10, depending on what's going on Thursday or Friday. So you can do that as well. And that's what I would recommend. I would really not let them expire worthless, because if you do that, then you're leaving yourself open, because when the stock market closes at 4 o'clock, if you have a put on Meta for 700 and Meta's at 710, you're good, right? Well, not so much. Even though Meta's at 710 and the stock market closes at 4 p.m. and your put options for 700, it's out of the money. You can't be assigned on that. Well, in theory you can't, but if the stock market acts weird and Meta goes down and it goes below 700 before 5 o'clock, that option buyer, the buyer of the put that you sold, can still exercise it up until 5 o'clock or a little bit after 5 o'clock. So you will actually get assigned. So for me, I don't take that risk. If Meta's at $710 and my put is 700 and it's only worth $4 or $5 at 330 or 345, I'll just buy to close it, which eliminates any possibility of you being assigned. It's only a couple of dollars and it is protection for your account. You want to make sure that you're doing things as safely as possible. So in this instance, I would like to run 3 to 5 spreads per week. This is only $1,000 capital to make $30 or $40, which is a lot, because you can make upwards of $200 on $5,000, which is a lot more percentage-wise than all of the other puts we've discussed in this video. So I will pick a stock like Meta and I'll go somewhere very safe around 680 or 690. So I will go over to Meta here and I will click on 690 on the bid and then click on 680 on the ask to buy. This is a spread giving me about $40, roughly. We could probably get filled a little higher, but we'll just leave it at the mid of $40. And you don't want to run all of your spreads in one stock. I'll run 2 on Meta, 2 on Tesla, and maybe 1 or 2 on Google or Amazon or something like that. But just to give you an example of what 5 spreads would make you, we're going to do it on Meta just as a general and rough estimate. This is going to generate, actually we got to edit this to 40. This is going to generate about $200 a week on 5,000 capital. So this is another $800 a month, and this puts us to about $10,400 for the month. And we're making this $800 a month on 5,000 capital. 500 would be 10%. So we're making about 15% on these spreads. That is really good, and it helps offset the rest of the account. So just between the puts we've sold in this video and this put credit spread, we're able to generate this extra premium. And even if we lose all of this money in 1 week, that would only be half of the month's income, but you are really only going to have trouble with spreads every once in a while, and you're not going to lose all of the premium. When I run spreads, I'll usually cut out at a 10 or a 20% loss. So if Meta was to go down to say 690, 689, I would just get out at $100 loss times 5 spreads. It's $500 loss, but we made $10,000 for the month, so it's not a big deal. And over time, I've noticed I only lose on spreads maybe once every 2 to 3 months. So we make 800 on spreads this month, 800 on the next month, then we might lose 500, but guess what? We're still up all the premium from before. So if we make 1,600 over 2 months, and then on the 3rd month we end up in the negative 500, we still made 1,100 plus the 9,500 a month for those 2 and 3 other months. So it helps offset our losses. I know this sounds confusing, but this is how I run this strategy. I always implement about 5 spreads, or 1 to 2% of your portfolio, safe spreads, every single week to help gain a little bit of extra money that adds up over time. Understanding put options and selling puts to generate safe, consistent, passive income doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to be glued to your computer all the time to make safe, passive income or retirement income. You can do this quite easily once you understand delta and theta and how to sell cash secured puts at the bottom when a stock is near support. If you guys want to see what to do next with these shares once you're assigned to run the wheel strategy, sell covered calls, and exit at more juicy premium and profit profits, put a comment below and I will start working on that video right away for you guys. I'm hoping you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, you guys can sign up for my Discord, training course, and one-on-one coaching at any time. If this is confusing and you'd like my coaching to help you understand it more, you can see the profits on the screen of all my students that have been making consistent growth over the last 8 months. I would love to help you achieve the same success and goals. You just head over to investwithcorey.com, click on training, watch that video. It explains the basics, and then you can book a call with my team and I so I can help you grow your portfolio. I look forward to coaching you real soon and seeing you in the Discord. Thanks so much for being here. I will catch all of you guys on the next upload. Take care of yourselves, fam.